We now interface with our guest who is already standing by all the way from the nation's capital, Abuja, Oluchi Okpara, former National Treasurer, Labour Party. Good morning and good to have you on the show.
Good morning to you, good morning, Nigerians. I hate it when you refer to me as a former National Treasurer of Labour Party. As far as I'm concerned, so I don't know why you refer to me as a former National Treasurer. So please, if you can stop referring to me as that, pending when my tenure finally elapses, that would be fine. I'll be appreciated.
Okay, we actually thought there are issues surrounding your office anyway, but we don't know if that has been resolved.
Explaining to Nigerians that the process that led to that, their purported suspension, due processes were never followed. And as far as I am concerned, go to INEC. I want you to do your job now. Go to INEC portals, check and ask who is the Oluchi Opara there. So let's not get this all mixed up.
Okay, we sincerely apologize. All right, let's move on now. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party was at the Secretariat recently. Well, we still know that to an extent from the body language of the presidential candidate. It seems he might be pitching tent with the former vice president of the country, talking about Atiku Abubakar. What says you, the visit of Peter Obi to the Labour Party's national office? How does it impact on the party as a whole?
For this question, I want to start by advising His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi to be very, very careful with the person of Abure Julius. Because Abure is a cunning and a smart, funny person, human being. We want to drag everything draggable to go down with him. So he should have known that by virtue of his appearance, I also saw a clip of him saying that he was there on a personal visit to see Abure. Unfortunately for him, Abure now did what we saw that day that happened. Peter Obi, please be very careful so that Abure's negativity does not rub off you. Because everybody's still seeing patronizing with Abure, that Abure's negativity will be rubbed off on that person. Be careful of how you romance with Abure. Talking
So
about
are you saying in a way that Peter Obi to an extent should distance himself from the embattled national chairman? Is that what you're saying?
every right-taking Nigerian should Abure as it is a bad battle, it's a bad market that is so hard to be sold. So he should know, for him not to date his ambition come 2027, he should distance himself from him are cleared off. So he should know better than I do.
Okay, walk us through. Just recently, his ward at Edo Northeast actually suspended him, talking about Julius Abure Esquire now. He was actually suspended by the ward, and the State Executive Council actually gave a nod to that suspension where they confirmed it and declared him suspended. But however, what seems to be a twist in the whole issue, there's a new list now of a state caretaker committee that is working, that is being led by Right Honorable Ative. We have some other persons on that list. We saw names like Aramosele Osas as one of the caretaker committee members and other persons that actually made that list. Don't you think, do you think the Labour Party actually need this at this point? Will it affect them ahead of the election?
Of course, every right-thinking person, if Abure had had if Abure had not been compromised, if Abure was not trying to please his payment that he claimed to be, he ought to have known that any attempt to touch the ESCO, whatever effort our Buka candidates have been making at heart, because it's all about party, it's all about money, it's all about power, it's all about trying to please his person. wouldn't have done that, bearing in mind that we have just few months to the Guba election. And the candidate of our party, Barrister Olumide Atta, has been doing everything he can, humanly possible, to see that Labour Party comes out in a flying color. Talking about the suspension, I've heard people talk about Abure of every suspension whatsoever. Yes, in our constitution, Article 17 states very clearly how a national chairman can be suspended at a convention called for that purpose alone. For this particular one, talking about the word, for you to be a national chairman, national treasurer, national secretary, what clearly stated that they did not talk about issue of national chairmanship. No, they talked about the, and they have that in place because there has been side to investigate Abure's anti-party activities. Mind us Nigerians here that those that did that are Abure's kinsmen. They know important that Abure does not have party status at heart, that has been involved in fraud, in criminalities. According to them, their kinsmen now talking about this, so not me now. About anti-party activities. So they have seen that, and they said that this is not good for the image of the party at this critical period. Hence the need they met and said, Abure, your membership with the Labour Party is now being withdrawn. And as a
Okay.
member,
Let's quickly make sense out of
there are
this
rights you
discussion,
enjoy as a
Oluchi.
member, okay? If you're a member and you have a position, and once that membership is being withdrawn from you, we speak up you, every privilege is being enjoyed by you, we as well as for naturally, natural thing. There is kinsmen that have come to say our son has not been doing the right thing. So who are we now not to say that the kinsmen are wrong?
Okay, it seems you have so many things to voice out this morning, but you're going to help us. This is a party that have like two factions now that is known. We have the Apapa faction, and of course we have the Abure faction. And just in the state now, two factions has been baited. We have the Kelly Ogbailo faction and the Right Honorable ITV faction. Is this not a confusion for the party? Will it sell the party in a positive light to the electorate ahead of the election?
As far as I'm concerned, if you check the suspension issued to Abure from his ward to the local state, it came before the purported new expos in place. If you listen, there was this video trending that says that Abure had collected one. So as I'm thinking that we still have but one expo in Edo, still like two expos. Because the suspension of Abure came before whatever it is he has gone to do in Edo, the inauguration of whatever he has done. And mind you, the same person he used as a state chairperson was the same person in the controversy that had to do with forgery and a lot of things. So I am thinking, and I want to use this medium also to advise the Guba candidate. He has been doing that to stay focused, to work with party faithfuls, to work with the elected members from that state, because Labour Party is not a fair weather party. No matter what.
All right, we are kind of losing connection with you, Oluchi, if you can hear us. But however, help us now. Some persons are actually accusing Olumide Apata Esquire as one of the persons sponsoring the purported suspension of the national chairman. What says you?
Also accused of being sponsored. Of course, that is what they will always come out to say, that people are being sponsored. Abure knows what to dish out to the public at any given time. He wants to do. That is the reason he's not giving up. That is the reason he's been following his ambition, pursuing it with everything.
Okay, now,
This is not the first
he's
time.
being investigated. Investigation is on as far as his activities is concerned as the national chairman of the party. Some stakeholders in the party are saying this is
National
a
chairman of
party
the
that
party.
just came
It's not
out
more a
of the
member of the
blues.
party.
Okay,
It's not more a member of the party. Someone national of the party. Because it's not more a member of the party. He remains suspended by his word.
okay. If you say the word has suspended him at the national level, some of his allies have come out to say that the state don't have the capacity to suspend the national chairman. They have process that they need to follow to suspend him. Are you still there, Olochi?
If you listen carefully from the interview, from be suspended. But now the person Abure was suspended from being a member of the party because of the criminalities according to his kinsmen attached to his name, because of all the things he has been doing. Not as been suspended from being a member of the Labour Party.
We need to push it further now. Some members of the party are saying this is a party that just came out of the blues and got the support of Nigerians. As a matter of fact, Labour Party became a major force in the presidential election. We saw how they had a beautiful outing as far as the election is concerned. Some politicians actually said they actually wreaked havoc on some political parties where they actually had representatives at both the national and state houses of assembly. You even have a governor from the party. Now the question is, they are saying allow Abure to finish his second tenure for peace to reign instead of having all this back and forth with his leadership. Just let him be. After his tenure, that we know what to do. What's your take on this?
Would you rather have someone who does not have the interest of the party at heart, who wants to lead the party to doom, who wants to spoil the image of the party, to keep on destroying the image of the party? Would you rather have that happen? Labour Party has a lot of Nigerians that put in their resources, their time, their effort into building the Labour Party. Would you rather, because of one person's interest, one person's Nigerians? No! Call a spade a spade. If Buhari is not doing right, people around him should call him to order. Now, people around are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So therefore, we step aside. And let me even ask you, does it really make sense? Is Kingsman that Abure is not supposed to be there? So why do we now keep allowing somebody who has been rejected by his kinsmen to keep like being there as a chairman? It's not his birthright. To Abure, Labour Party, Namigatam syndrome has always been his. To him, it's his personal business, it's his personal company, family company.
Politician, it's always the next thing, the next step. Now for Peter Obi, we've seen a kind of talking point now between him and the former vice president of the country. We're talking about the presidential candidate of the PDP, the person of Atiku Abubakar. There seems to be a kind of force now coming from this to end. If Peter Obi exits Labour Party, will Labour Party still have the kind of recognition that it has currently?
Before the coming of Peter Obi, Labour Party was truly, in fairness to Peter Obi, Labour Party was truly nowhere. And this is a game of interest. If he exists, a Labour Party has a life of its own. Even if still be alive and still be functional. If Mr. Peter Obi decides to leave Labour Party today, of course, it will rub off on all of our faces. But again, Labour Party will continue to exist.
A Labour Party still exists. But some persons actually joined the party, and so many Nigerians actually aligned themselves with the party because of the person of Peter Obi.
Yes, I agree with you. And that was why I said that before now, before the coming of be found, he's coming to the Labour Party, gave the Labour Party a new shape, a new color, a hope for Nigerians. Of course, if the party has a life of its own, if anybody leaves, the party will still continue.
Okay, now quickly walk us through. A dual election is around the corner, and with all this internal crisis, both at the state level and the national level, what are your expectations ahead of the election for Labour Party?
Whether party, Labour Party is on ground in Edo. Aside from one greedy individual who is on the rights and choices of the Edo people, I am of the opinion, and I strongly believe that the candidate of Edo Guba election of Labour Party, Barrister Olumide Apapa, he has been doing what he's supposed to do. You are trying to do this against the wishes of millions of people in Edo State and supporters of Labour Party. I know that the Labour Party will still come out strong. PDP has have their own crisis. APC has things. We're going to come out strong, and it's not going to affect our Guba election. We're moving, we're campaigning, we're doing what we're supposed to do every day.
Okay.
To pay off.
Oluchokpara, let's quickly interface with our next guest, who is also on this conversation. Quickly, we'll be with you in a moment. Let's join Comrade Dr. Gentleman Arabambi Abayomi, who is also joining us live virtually on the show. Good morning, Comrade Abayomi.
Good morning, and thank you for having me this morning.
All right, good to have you. Now, you are of the Apapa faction. You are the National Publicity Secretary for the Apapa faction. And at the state level here in Edo State, you have your own representatives. While we have Kelly Ogbailoi as the state chairman, though the national chairman of the party now has declared the state executive ESCO suspended with Right Honorable ITV in place as the critical committee chairperson. You have your own faction. Labour Party having multiple factions. How does this represent in a sane democracy? Abayomi.
History. We have seen factions in APC before now. We have seen faction in PDP before now, and so many other parties. So it is not, a new thing. The beautiful thing is that the Labour Party, is now the pride of a lot of people, including even those that came to join us, because as far as I'm concerned, they didn't build our party. We built that party. We have had the like of Magege, who won an election. We have had the like of Chief Oburu. We have had the like of Mimiko. We are one governorship, Senate, House of Assembly, House of Rep in the party before. So when people ordinarily come, it was because our ideology also aligned with their own, and that was why they didn't want to leave. But just that the attitude of certain individual in our party is the issue causing the problem. They were the one, misguiding our presidential candidate, parading false credentials that they want to rule our party. People who have failed woefully in their political party of 13, 14 years when they never ran for election. Parading themselves as a national chairmanship candidate. It's not going to happen in our party. It's not going to happen. They are just
Okay,
bunch
now
of comedians, as far as I'm
your faction has been at loggerhead with Barrister Julius Abure for a while now, and it seems that Tussle is still on. Just recently, his ward actually declared him suspended, and the state ESCO actually gave a positive note to that. Well, at the national level, they're actually saying the process or the procedure the state actually took in suspending Abure is uncalled for. What says you? The state said Abure is suspended, but what seems to be a turn of event, in turn, the State Executive Council has been dissolved. by Barrister Abure-led leadership of LP. What's your take?
You see, they said the evil men and women do in their time now lives with them, honestly. You know, we did carry out, this suspension in 2023, if you remember very well. But somewhere along the line, all the proponents of support of outside Kelly Ogbaloy now are the same people that said, no, you cannot suspend Abure from the ward, from the local, and from the state. You see, this was what preceded our crisis then, and we proceeded to the court when the court restrained him. But do not forget, he also went to court to exercise his right, and the Court of Appeal said, we do not have the right to suspend him, and we have appealed to Supreme Court, we have gone upstairs to challenge it. Why that matter is pending? The same Kelly Obalo that said, oh, our constitution did not allow suspension of a national chairman is not the one dancing naked in the market with some purported suspension. Did he think he can approbate and reprobate? He is aware there was a court of appeal and next time judgment that had been appealed. He was part of that process that mitigated against us that time. Therefore, as a professional litigant myself, let me just say, Kelly Ogbalo is a comedian, and anybody that is supporting him. So as it is, Abure still remains the substantive national chairman because of the Court of Appeal. But a lot of our people, they don't understand how law works. When you have a Court of Appeal, before you, the only man that can even be challenged your leadership is the person that took you to the higher court, which in this case is Lamidi Apapa. So for Kelly Ogbalo to now be writing letter, like all this day by moonlight, purporting to be making declaration as somebody as acting national chairman from their side is an exercise in nullity. The Court of Appeal, two of them has, set aside the suspension, and we are now before the Supreme Court. So we will wait until when the Supreme Court make their decision. So anybody who is now trying to ambush the judgment of the Supreme Court or my Lord Justices, I want to advise that person to just go and rent one hotel, take some sleeping pill until when appeal court, until when Supreme Court determine the judgment.
Comrade Abayomi, are you saying that Barrister Abure is still the national chairman of the party?
The judgment of the Court of Appeal stated that the restraining order had been set aside. And like I said, I am a professional litigant. At least on my own self, I have involved myself in more than 493 cases, in court in Nigeria. So I won't come to the public and be talking bad about our law. Once an appeal, a higher court set aside the judgment of a lower court, the person will still be enjoying that right until when higher court, also set aside that judgment. So as it is today, Barrister Julius Abure and Omar Farouk remain now chairman and secretary. Anybody that's not contented, in fact, we won't even allow them to join us in our suit. Anybody that's not contented just need to go back to their village, do some farm work that will take their time. That can accommodate their time. Then they can come back after the Supreme Court judgment. They can come back. But for now, as we speak, Barrister Julius Abure remains the chairman of.
Okay. Let's return back to Oluchi Okpara now and get insight now. So begin to call it a wrap. Oluchi Okpara, if you're still there, you heard what Abayomi comrade actually said just now. What says you?
I don't know if Chief Abayomi joined from the beginning of our interview. Labour Party Constitution stipulates how a national chairman can be removed from the party. But we're talking about the ward. Ward. A ward is a unit. If you are not from a ward, voted for, there are privileges and rights that you cannot. So that Abure has been involved in anti-party activities and a whole lot of things, and they came out so not as a chairman now, but as a member of the party. They didn't say national chairman, but a member of the party. His men, his people, his brothers and sisters came out to say that Abure is to contest it, to oppose it. What for?
Okay, in all this now, Comrade Abayomi, finally, is there a way forward? Is there a way out of all this crisis, Comrade Abayomi? Let's have this as your final take, please.
We have made it our point very clear. We are before the Supreme Court. We have a motion for stay of execution of the Court of Appeal judgment. We have filed an instant appeal, before them, and every other process has also been completed. All Labour Party members must wait for the judgment of the Supreme Court. Do not forget the McAfee versus Alibody Sheriff. This was what also happened until when McAfee was affirmed at the Supreme Court, because Alibody Sheriff held on to the party position until when Supreme Court stepped aside and declared McAfee as the national chairman. And finally now, suspending somebody as a member as national chairman, whether rightly or wrongly, the Court of Appeal said we do not have that right. So we should allow the Supreme Court to give their final verdict on whether the constitution that says you can suspend a member is right, or the constitution that says you cannot suspend national chairman is right. But as it is now, we should not take it into our hands. We should not.
Thank you very much, Comrade Dr. Abayomi Arabambi, gentleman, for joining us on the show. We appreciate you. And of course, Oluchi Okpara, thank you too for actually taking time to be on the show. We appreciate you.